Lads, what we're doing, what we're up to, how we're going. It's Tuesday. Kind of an apology needed, but also not an apology. It was a public holiday yesterday, so no Daily Dirt, which is devastating for anyone who follows along. So yeah, I'll make up for it today. I have a really good video, really nice video for you. But yeah, kind of throws me out of sorts having a bank holiday now. That last day of it, the bank holiday Monday, as it's called in England, it's like I've run out of activities, I think. And I have this problem with Easter, Christmas. I think that's it. It's like I've done everything I want to do and I need something to like keep my brain occupied. And I'm fully aware, again, that exercise is probably the key to feeling frustrated with having too much spare time. Not too much spare time, but something to actually put my mind to for a whole day. My kids are like a bit older now where looking after them is not as required anymore. It's more a sense of I guess guiding them and like telling them things and managing real emotions now of what's nearly teenagers for a couple of them. So yeah, it's sort of freed up again more time where there's always stuff to do, don't get me wrong, but there's just a bit of a frustration sometimes if I have another day of nothing going on really. And I definitely had that yesterday, and it was raining here. And if there's one thing about where I live that isn't great, it's when it rains, there's nothing to do because everything is set up for outdoor living, nature, and I'm not a real keen fisherman because fishing is an option when it's raining. But yeah, when it's raining, not that much to do here, especially as a family. So had a bit of frustration yesterday and sort of just like, looking forward to going back to work. And to be honest, today was enjoyable at work. I really enjoyed it after having like an extra day to recuperate. Kind of got me thinking, humans are just never quite, like, they're very rarely just really happy with like a situation. There's always something like a little bit niggling you. And of course, I again think of when I used to drink, and it wasn't really the case. I was on this like much easier way of living where nothing really mattered. I had no idea of the problems I was creating and involved in. And it was just like so happy-go-lucky it was untrue, but also just this like world of shit building up around me. It's bizarre really, but it was definitely a lot easier in terms of day-to-day living. It was a lot easier. But meanwhile, just, consequences were growing by the day, and that is what alcoholism does. The old saying is, first it was fun, then it was fun with consequences, then it was just consequences. And it's so true. That is what it becomes. Kind of digressing a little bit though, and yeah, back at work today, I enjoyed it, but I did wake up with anxiety, quite intense anxiety, for no reason whatsoever. It's like I sometimes feel like, am I a character on a computer game and someone has just pressed like circle, which means anxiety, on the PS2 controller, or PS5, sorry. Like, it feels like that sometimes. Someone's just going, I'm just going to make this happen today for him. Which is fine. You have to roll with the punches, and I went to work, it was fine, and now I feel fine. So it was weird though, just waking up like that, like out of nowhere, going like, oh God, like bad tummy, like, I feel really anxious and nervous and uneasy. And that could well be like subconscious thoughts. Very, very likely it's subconscious thoughts, who knows? And I think I'm discovering like how to sort of try and be more and more in tune with self-conscious thoughts, as hard as that is. Because I think if you can like sort of semi-tap into that, like what do you really want in life, and what are you really feeling, and things like that, you can really go a long way, and you can work out why you're doing things. So anyway, that's my little spiel. Is it spiel or spiel when you talk about something? Is it SH, or is it a German word like Glockenspiel? What is it? What even is spiel or spiel? Secondly, weirdly, I wanted to talk about celebrities, influencers, and why people are bothered about them. Where does it come from? Because there's not that much correlation anymore between people who are good at stuff and how famous they are. Of course, like the more talented you are in whatever field, the more publicity you're probably going to get. But the celebrity side of it, in sport for example, many different types of celebrities and professional sportsmen. Some of them just let their sport do the talking, and some of them sort of decide to maybe branch out unknowingly sometimes into doing interviews, doing content even. And that's great, that is great, that's their choice, a bit like I'm doing. And what is it though about as soon as someone starts doing that, they become maybe, and I don't mean they become somewhat of a celebrity or an influencer? What about that makes people more bothered about what they're doing than normal people? Because it's always been a bit of a question that no one's ever answered for me, is like, why is everyone so bothered about, for example, someone like Peter Andre, who had really good tune in, what was it, 1992 or something, Mysterious Girl, and a very successful singing career. He obviously had a highly publicised relationship with Katie Price, but he's definitely sort of put himself in the celebrity box, which is fine. Again, you can do what you want, but why are people so bothered about what celebrities do? Like gossip mags, for example, they always used to absolutely blow my mind. Like, why is it interesting that someone like Peter Andre has like been on holiday to Greece, or like his location, or these are 10 items that Peter Andre can't live without? And I have no interest in that. Like, I'm no more interested in that than like Simon down the road, who might pack the same things for holiday. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense to me. It never has done. The celebrity TV shows and stuff, I guess I just find humans interesting in general. So maybe that's all people are doing. It just happens to be the people who are putting themselves out there. They're the easiest to follow. But yeah, it's sort of a very open-ended sort of topic. Not really sure of the point of it, but why are people so bothered about what celebrities do? And what even is a celebrity if it doesn't just mean you're good at stuff anymore? It just means you've made yourself famous, or you're famous often for reasons sort of unknown. Confusing episode, confusing week for me on the back of a public holiday. I'll get my head around it, don't worry. This dried glue is not going anywhere, nor am I, nor is the Daily Dirt. Hope everyone's okay, and I'll speak to you soon.